Welcome back. As always, be sure to leave a comment, tell me how I can improve. I'm always looking for improvement, and your comment helps out a ton. Also, be sure to check out my other channel, YC Games. And without further ado, let's get right into it. So, I'm gonna start kind of taking a break from Borderlands 3 theories, simply because there's really not a lot more I could talk about that hasn't already been said, or is really even interesting. So if you have a really good theory that you want me to talk about, leave it in the comments. I'll be sure to make a video about it. But until then, I'm going to kind of take a break from that kind of stuff. Probably deal with some other games. So yeah, anyway, today I'm going to be talking about the Borderlands movie. As I'm sure everyone knows, there is definitely a Borderlands movie in production. Now, how far in production it is still kind of a mystery. It's very, very early. From what I've gathered, and it definitely is being made. That is confirmed. That's not a rumor. However, what it is actually going to be in the movie, like the plot and the story it's going to tell, that all is just rumors. So this video is just going to be a few ideas that I had that I thought would make a really cool Borderlands movie, and all that jazz. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Honestly, I can't see them doing this, but it is definitely a possibility that they'll just retell a game, like take the plot of Borderlands 1 and make it into a movie, or 2, or the pre-sequel. Now, I don't want them to do this, because it's really kind of lazy, and there's so many stories that can be told in the Borderlands universe that it's just ridiculous to retell one, especially in a movie. So I can't see them doing this, however, it is a very real possibility that this is the route they're going. So I just want to mention it here. I doubt they're doing this, but it's still a possibility, so I thought I'd include in the video. Now, I know I just said I don't want a retelling of a game, and a Handsome Jack origin story would just be essentially the pre-sequel. However, they really, when you actually think about the pre-sequel, they didn't really cover much of his origin. It was just, he's a programmer. He did bad stuff. Now he's CEO. Like, I mean, yeah, they kind of go into all the subtle things, but they didn't really give a full, fleshed out origin story, like why he's really insane. Obviously, we know this kind of stuff from like audio logs and whatnot, and different quest items in other games. But it'd be kind of cool to get like a real, genuine, childhood to CEO. Basically from childhood till the start of Borderlands 2. A full fleshed out movie of his rise to power. And obviously we know his downfall from power because of Borderlands 2. Again, this is one of the ones I really can't see them doing, but it's just kind of a cool idea, something that I would like. But yeah, moving on. Now this one is, in my opinion, probably one of the more likely ones, and one of the ones I want the most, simply because it's very interesting to me. I want to see a story of how the Vault Hunters met up, either Borderlands 1 Vault Hunters or Borderlands 2. Preferably 2, just because we kind of seen 1 quite a bit. And I know we know a lot about it through audio logs and different quests and whatnot, but it'd be pretty cool to see that in a movie. Like, even just pick one Vault Hunter, like let's see Maya's life story. That'd be a pretty cool movie. But what would be more interesting to me is seeing like kind of like a team up movie. Like, how all the Vault Hunters met up and got on the train for Borderlands 2, or where they all met up and got on the bus for 1. Now that's a really cool movie in my opinion. I would love that if they did that. Probably the most likely route they'll go, they'll just tell a Borderlands story, the way that the previous games have, just start with a new Vault Hunter or a completely new set of 4 new Vault Hunters, and just tell the story from there. And like I said, this is probably the most likely. I don't know if I personally would want this, because like I kind of said in the previous video, these characters that we already know and love, they have very interesting stories to tell, and it'd be a shame just to leave them in the dust for nothing, really. So while it is the most likely scenario for this movie, I personally don't like it just because I want to hear more about the characters we already know and love. Now, the only way I would really want this to happen is if it's somehow tied in with Borderlands 3. Now, granted, they wouldn't really be new Vault Hunters at the time because I can almost guarantee Borderlands 3 will come out before the movie. Because like I said in a past video, I'm pretty sure Borderlands 3 is already made. And like I said earlier in this video, the movie's still most likely in very, very early development. So unless they push Borderlands 3 way back, most likely we will see 3 before the movie. But however, if corporate or whatever makes them push it back more, and we do get the movie before 3, it would be very cool to see it kind of a setup to 3. Like, we go like the movie was they timed it out, so like it's like a month in advance, let's say, and the movie is setting up the 4 new Vault Hunters we'll get in the game. That would be an insanely cool thing to do. It's a long shot, like I said, because of all the timing and whatnot that would have to take place. But it would be a very cool thing to see. Now this would also be kind of a neat idea. Instead of going for what we've seen a million times, the Vault Hunters of Borderlands, maybe have just like a normal person. Kind of like what Tales from the Borderlands did. Granted, they kind of turned out being Vault Hunters in a way if you played the game. But they start off as just regular people, a con artist and a corporate man. So it'd be kind of cool to be like that and even do kind of the same thing. Maybe have them turn out to be some kind of Vault Hunter, or just basically just regular people in the Borderlands universe. That is kind of a neat thing to see. Now, this one's a long shot, but hear me out. And I don't even know if I want them to do this because it's almost certain to fail, but if they can pull this off, it would be something truly magical. So take the Marvel Cinematic Universe, how they have all different franchises, all different characters, a bunch of different movies, all intertwined and whatnot. So take that concept, but combine video games and movies, and that would be what the Border Worlds is. Now, like I said, Border Worlds, they've keep renewing this patent that they've had for a long time, and no one knows why, but they keep getting approved for it. So clearly they got something cooking with this name. Now this could just be the name of the movie, just so people don't confuse it with the games, but yet obviously still affiliated, or they're working on an MCU type deal, where they have huge interconnected movie and video game universe. Now, like I said, it's a long shot, and I don't know if I want it to happen because it's almost certain to fail. Because so many other businesses and companies are trying this. DC, probably the most obvious. And they're kind of failing. I don't know anyone that actually likes DC movies more than Marvel. Sorry, a little opinion there. Moving forward. So I really don't see them actually doing this. This is kind of like a fever dream of a fan. It would be cool to see. I don't know if I want them to do this because it'll fail. It really will. But if they can, but how accessible Borderlands is, if they can actually pull it off, have games and movies, it would be kind of confusing after a while. I would understand, but at the same time, if anyone could pull it off, I guess it would be Borderlands. Now, like I said, this one is way out there. It's not going to happen, but it would explain why they keep renewing Border Worlds and why it keeps getting approved for renewal. So either this is happening, they're just going to flat out name the movie Border Worlds, or Borderlands 3 is going to be called Border Worlds. And of all those scenarios, I think this one's probably the best. Or just the movie's going to be called Border Worlds. I definitely don't want Borderlands 3 to be called Border Worlds. That about does it. Obviously we don't know a lot about the movie. There's just kind of some neat ideas, I thought. Some of the most likely things that'll happen, some absolutely crazy ones. If you have any other ideas, be sure to leave them in the comments. If you have any other just general theory ideas about Borderlands or any other game, leave in the comments. I'll be sure to make a video on it. Like I said, I'm going to probably take a step back from Borderlands 3 unless I can think of any really good theories. But I've been kind of coming up dry lately. That's why it's kind of been taking me a while to get any of these videos made, just because I simply don't have any ideas. So yeah, be sure to check out my other channel, YC Games. Leave a comment, just tell me how I can improve myself in general. And yeah, see y'all on the next one. Keep your stick on the ice. We're all in this together.